Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week. Top 20 terrifying snakes that will probably kill you. Our planet is full of the most unique and beautiful animals, though many of which carry weapons to defend themselves in a fight. Whether claws or teeth, most snakes use venom instead to incapacitate their prey and unfortunate victims. Today, we are looking at the top 20 most venomous snakes among them. Let's get into it. Number 20. Blue Malayan Coral Snake. We start off our list with a gorgeous-looking snake. The blue Malayan coral snake has a black body with electric blue stripes and a red head and tail, which make for a beautiful contrast on the usual brown or green color it crawls around on. While this snake may not be the most venomous on the list, they have the largest venom glands, the part where venom is stored out of all snakes on the planet. They also have a unique type of venom called calliotoxin, which is able to freeze the victim's body in one big muscle spasm almost instantly. They hunt king cobras though, so they need it. Luckily, contact with humans is rare, and there were only 2 deaths reported in the last century. Number 19. Belcher's sea snake. Ah yes, snakes in the ocean. We cannot imagine anything more terrifying than taking a dive in nice waters, only to come across a snake swimming towards us, especially when they are claimed to be among the most venomous snakes in the whole world. The Belcher sea snake is actually very timid, thankfully, and will not bite unless it has been severely agitated before. Nonetheless, while their smooth swimming motions may hypnotize you, it is advised to stay away from these black and white striped snakes for your own safety. Number 18. Feu de lance. Well now, if this isn't a very royal-sounding name for a snake, the feu de lance is a highly venomous pit viper, a not-to-be-underestimated predator, and is responsible for 90% of snake bites in the region that it lives in. In their search for rodents, their primary diet, they are often drawn towards fields and farms, where there is a higher chance to encounter their prey. This makes for unfortunate meetings between the humans who work the farms and the venomous snakes, as you might be able to imagine. Their venom can cause necrosis and muscle damage in rodents, and may have a similar effect on humans unlucky enough to be bitten. Number 17. South American Bushmaster. Finally, a snake that is rare to encounter in the wild. The South American Bushmaster lives, like its name states, in South America, including places like Brazil, Venezuela, Peru, and Colombia, where it specifically prefers forests. This snake is rather shy and secretive, which is why not many people have been bitten by it, but their venom is still terribly potent, driven into the prey with a larger amount than usual, and 75% of bite cases end in death, regardless of medical attention. Fortunately, it is uncommon to encounter them. Number 16. Chinese Copperhead. The Chinese copperhead is a unique species of pit viper that is endemic to Southeast Asia. They are also called the 100 pacer viper. Can you guess why? If you guess that you have only 100 steps until you fall over and die, you would be correct. But thankfully, this is just a great exaggeration. Nonetheless, the Chinese copperhead is among the most venomous snakes in Asia, and they are highly aggressive. Their venom causes heart issues, swelling, blistering, and the like, and fatalities in humans are not uncommon. Even though their name was exaggerated, this snake is not to be messed with. Number 15. Black Mamba. The name Black Mamba is widely known, and for good reason. They are smart, agile, and incredibly aggressive. Definitely not an animal to mess with. Black mambas don't actually appear black in color. Instead, they are a deep brown. Where they actually get their name from is the inside of their mouth, which is deep black in color, and is used as a warning to anyone who may come too close. Even though, when you are so close as to see the inside of their mouth, you are quite unlucky already. The mamba will not shy away from a fight. The black mamba is the most venomous snake in Africa, which is where it is native to. Number 14. Beaked sea snake. Another sea snake. Oh, now it's just getting ridiculous. The beaked sea snake, together with the Belcher sea snake, is also one of the most venomous snakes you could find in their region. However, unlike the Belcher sea snake, the beaked sea snake is not shy at all, but in fact rather aggressive. They often get caught in fishing nets, and the fishermen who will try to untangle them are often the victim of their bites. Their venom is highly toxic, which can cause paralysis and muscle damage. Better to never dive in the ocean again, huh? Number 13. Common death adder. We really do like how this snake's name is the common death adder. What is common? The snake? Death? Which part of this snake is common? Certainly not the snake itself, since the death adder is one of the most unique snakes in all of Australia, with a highly toxic venom and one of the fastest strikes of all snakes on the planet. As aforementioned, the common death adder is native to Australia, where it spends its days luring prey with a unique technique using its tail to mimic a worm and wait for prey to come close, which is when this snake will use the fast ambush technique and catch it. Number 12. Banded krait. Like the Chinese copperhead, the banded krait is also among the most venomous snakes in Asia, though their venom is a little more potent than the copperheads. The banded krait is, for our luck, very easy to distinguish with yellow and black stripes that stand out. Their venom attacks the nervous system of whoever is unlucky enough to be bitten, which is usually reptiles and mammals, but the banded krait actually prefers to eat other snakes. These snakes get more aggressive during the nighttime, as it is their feeding time. During the day, they are relatively shy and will avoid confrontation. Number 11. Coastal taipan. These snakes actually look rather cute, which is unfortunate because it makes us want to touch their snouts. Touching them, however, would be a terrible idea, since this snake is amongst the most dangerous snakes in Australia, and before the anti-venom was developed for this species, the bite from the coastal taipan was almost always fatal. Sometimes growing up to 10 feet in length, they also have the longest fangs of any Australian snake. Their venom attacks the nervous system, prevents blood from clotting, and makes muscles spasm. Not a very nice thought to touch them anymore now. Number 10. King Cobra. Next, we move on to royalty. The King Cobra deserves its name, as it is the longest venomous snake on the planet, with some snakes reaching up to over 15 feet. Basically, it's quite large. So large, in fact, that if they lift off a third of their body length, they are on eye level with an average-sized adult. While the King Cobra might not be the most venomous as the other snakes on this list, what effectively makes it dangerous is the amount of venom they can inject into their victim, with their victims also including other snakes. Thankfully, they are rare to come across, as they live deep in the jungles of Southern and Southeast Asia. Number 9. Saw-scaled viper. The saw-scaled viper has quite the temperament on it, and is the cause of a large percent of snakebite injuries in India. If you approach them, the first thing you'll hear is a loud raspy noise, made by them by rubbing their scales against one another. When you hear that noise, you are technically already in danger, since they won't back down from a fight. Their venom, like many other vipers, prevents blood clotting and causes tissue necrosis, and is also life-threatening. With their brown, tan colors, they often hide themselves into the sand, making them hard to spot. Number 8. Stiletto snake. These snakes are called stiletto snakes due to their large fangs which come out of the side of their faces, which makes them unable to strike in a similar forward way as many other snakes do. This snake is a small burrowing snake which can be found in Africa and the Middle East. These slithery reptiles don't inject much venom with their bite, but their venom is a mean one nonetheless. When bitten, their venom can cause damage to the arteries of the heart, and it is said that it is nearly impossible to handle these snakes safely in any way. Number 7. Mojave rattlesnake. The Mojave rattlesnake can be found in central Mexico and in the southwest US, and this snake is also commonly known as the Mojave green. This snake camouflages well into its surroundings, with varying colors from light green to brown, making it hard to spot for unsuspecting prey and humans, of course. The venom of the Mojave rattlesnake is extremely deadly and matches the venom of snakes such as the king cobra and the black mamba. The effects of the bite are things like muscle weakness, vision problems, and having difficulty speaking. If left untreated, it often leads to respiratory failure and eventually death. Thankfully, deaths are rare as the antivenom is constantly being manufactured and is highly effective against the snake's venom. Number 6. Boom slang. Is it just us, or is boom slang a really odd name for a snake? Anyway, the boom slang has a much harder time injecting venom into its victims, since it has its fangs in the back instead of the front. That hasn't stopped it from having caused human fatalities, though, as their venom is rather potent. When bit, their venom will cause hemorrhaging and extensive bleeding, which isn't nice to think about at all. Thankfully, these bright green snake friends will usually avoid confrontation and just slither away instead. Number 5. Blue crate. This venomous friend is native to Southeast Asia, Indochina, Java, and Bali. The colors of this magnificent beast are hard to describe. It is mainly white with black stripes like a zebra, but if you look at it from a different angle, some parts of its body may seem yellow, and instead of black, you may see blue. A lot like that dress from back in the day where some people said it was gold and white, whereas other people claimed it was black and blue. The blue crate is not typically aggressive towards humans, but rather only tries to bite if it was agitated or if it sees the human as an annoyance. When bitten, the snake will hang on for quite a while to release more toxins, making sure you won't approach a second time. The snake's venom contains powerful neurotoxins, forcing our nervous systems to shut down. Number 4. Russell's viper. The Russell's viper can mainly be found in India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Pakistan. Among the locals of all of these places, this snake has a different name, and there are way too many of them to name. Just to give you an example, Russell's viper is also called the chain viper, seven pacer, and scissors snake. This snake has big brown spots all over its body, and most of them have an eye-like shape. It's pretty creepy imagining that this is watching us with all those eyes. If a predator comes along and sees this snake, it will most likely stay away from it due to the belief that all those spots are actually eyes. The snake's venomous bite can lead to kidney failure, bleeding, and paralysis, and even if you survive all of those, you will still most likely come out with long-lasting effects. Number 3. Inland taipan. The inland taipan can mainly be found in Central East Australia and can be identified by its brown coloring and yellow underside, which can be seen when it lifts its head. This snake is special in a way, as it almost only eats mammals, meaning this snake's bite has become specialized to be more lethal for all mammals, which unfortunately also includes humans. This is why the inland taipan's venom is especially dangerous to humans. Their venom is made up of two types of components that make their venom work much quicker, as soon as it enters the body. The venom affects the person's ability to breathe and makes it harder to control their body. The person might also experience seizures, slurred speech, and internal bleeding. Number 2. Mainland tiger snake. The tiger snake can mainly be found in southern Australia, also including its coastal islands such as Tasmania. And if this snake was not scary enough already, they are also good swimmers and are even seen climbing small trees every now and then. This snake gained its name due to its banded stripes all over its body, allowing it to camouflage into its surroundings with ease. Their venom is rather complex, but it can cause a lot of harm to humans. A tiger snake's bite symptoms start off with mild swelling, bruising, and pain. The more venom the snake releases with the bite, the more dangerous it gets. The toxin can also cause muscle damage and kidney failure. In the worst-case scenario, bites are fatal, as they are most likely followed by breathing difficulties and paralysis. Number 1. Eastern brown snake. The eastern brown snake can be found in central Australia and southern New Guinea, and was first found back in 1854. As you may already have figured out, this snake can be identified by its brown body, which is why it was given the name brown snake. Not very creative if you ask us, but definitely one of the most descriptive names for a snake out there. This snake is responsible for roughly 60% of all snakebite deaths in Australia. Their bite is swift, though they are not usually aggressive. Most of the time, they would rather move away from humans and not seek confrontation. Their venom causes cardiac arrest, internal bleeding, and as almost all snakes on this list, death. And there you have it, a bunch of snakes that can very likely kill you, and we'd like to stop talking about these snakes now, please. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit the bell to be the first to be notified when we post. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.